Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at US Cellular, so you can connect with all your family members this holiday season. You could even call your aunt who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, maybe just send her a festive text. Get the gift of connection at US Cellular. Get any phone free today. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
We value human connection with fewer distractions. US Cellular, built for us. Visit your US Cellular authorized agent, Cellular Advantage, located at 918 South Locust Street in Glenwood.
Now time to make purchase of motor cars.
I want to have a car that attracts a woman with a shave down below.
Well, that would be a Corvette or a Hummer. We'll try to help you out here.
A man yesterday told me if I buy a car, I must buy one with a pussy magnet.
He means a car that women will like.
Yes, but where you keep this magnet?
No, there's no magnet. No, he means the vehicle. Women love the Hummers.
Do this have a pussy magnet?
No. The vehicle itself will be a magnet.
If I give you good price, will you please put in pussy magnet?
On this episode of The Commercial Break.
They're not going to let you take one of those fucking Disney cruises for a joyride.
Here's a test.
Yeah. Hey.
What if it had one of those signs on the back? Like, what is
student
it?
Driver. Hey, Bryan, why don't you go take the Disney Dream out for a test drive? Hey, thanks, man.
If you're listening, people that were on the Disney cruise with Creepy Dad Bryan.
Yeah, if you saw me on Creepy Dad Bryan, that was Creepy Dad Bryan creeping around at midnight with 4 cameras right around his neck. I did it for the kids. For the kids. I guess that's less creepy. I guess that's more creepy, huh? I was doing it for the children.
Is that a drink?
Yeah. What is that?
Are you the bartender?
Yeah. That's some kind of newfangled crystal meth coming from the West Tennessee.
Coming from Long
I had
Island.
a friend that OD'd on Long Island Medium about a week ago, and I'm not interested, lady. I'm not interested. So you go back to your Long Island and get away from here.
The next episode of The Commercial Break starts now.
Yeah, welcome back to another episode of this, The Commercial Break. I am Bryan Green. This is the director of hairstyling, Kristen Joy Hoadley.
Hello.
Best to you.
And best to you, Bryan.
TCB, we're right here. Welcome back.
Right
best
here.
to you out there in the podcast universe. How the hell are you? Another episode of this, The Commercial Break, the only commercial break you'll ever need. Don't worry about those other commercial breaks out there. They mean you harm. They will do you harm. They want trouble. I promise you. And when you're leaving a review, don't worry about which commercial break you were listening to. Leave a review with us. This, The Commercial Break. The
5
Commercial
stars.
Break. 5 stars. Unrelatable, unfunny,
These two
obnoxious.
idiots.
These
Love
2
them.
idiots. 5 stars. I love our smart-ass audience.
I know.
Thank you very much for all of that. I wanted to tell you a story. So when we went on the cruise, I got kicked out of the bed, and I was sleeping on the couch. Okay. The reason why is because the kids sleep in the bed most nights with us. Now, be judgy. I don't give a fuck. You can be judgy. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
We chose during the pandemic to keep our children close to us, and we went for love and kindness and affection rather than,
harsh discipline.
Harsh discipline and let them cry and scream until they go to sleep. We tried that. We're just too soft for that. We tried that. It just didn't work for us. We valued our sleep more than we valued not having bad habits. And now we can't get them the fuck out of our bed. But whatever, anyway, it doesn't really matter. But because they sleep in the bed, there was a little couch that pulled out into like a full bed.
Right.
And then you could pull a curtain across the room, and it separated the room into 2.
Oh, cool.
The side with the couch bed had the door. And whenever I sleep close to the ocean, I want the door open or the window open so I can hear the ocean.
Yeah.
I sleep like a baby when I hear the ocean. And it cannot be a fake ocean. It has to be a real ocean.
Okay.
So when
No sound machine.
When the water's no sound machine, because my daughter sleeps to an ocean sound machine, and it's just not the same effect to me. It doesn't feel the same. I don't get the same kind of.
Probably smell the ocean air too.
That's correct. And there's not a there's a pattern, but it's not really a pattern to real waves, right?
Right.
There's a pattern to fake waves.
There is, yep.
And so I opened the door, and we didn't want the kids sleeping close to the door. Of course you don't. You don't want them strolling out and falling off the ship.
Right.
So I said...
That would be bad.
And it was a queen-size bed. It's a little tight for us. So I said, let me sleep on the couch. Have the guy pull it out, make a nice bed. It was perfectly comfortable.
Yeah.
Close the little sheet. I could have my little bed pillow.
Yeah.
And watch my little show that I had downloaded. I downloaded a couple episodes of a show.
Yeah.
And I could just watch it, open the door, fall asleep to that nice, breezy ocean air. You know, the boat's flying, it feels like 1,000,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
I would go up to the top, the very front top of the ship, like the
Top
highest, the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could go to the very front of the ship, right? Like you could.
Did you and Astrid do like a Titanic moment?
Astrid didn't join me, but I would late at night when the kids went to sleep. I would just go roam the ship.
You would pull a Leo?
Yeah, I was pulling a Leo. I was up there all by myself, dude, just all by myself. No one was even around.
Yeah.
And that first night, we were traveling. Of course. I could have made...
No one was around.
No one. Not a
one
soul.
could see me. I'm up at the edge.
I'm up at the edge of
night.
this, 17 stories above the ocean going 26 knots per hour, And that wind was whipping. I mean, it was going. It was hard to stand up in the wind, quite frankly. But so you open the...
Didn't sound safe.
They have lots of cameras. They'll see me fall off. They just won't be able to get me.
Yeah, right. They're going too fast.
I don't...
We lost one.
I know. That's why you don't hear about cruise ship passengers that fall off being found very often. It's because once you're gone, you're gone. Yeah. I mean, they're not going to find you.
Yeah.
The boat's going too fast. I watched a whole interesting video about how ship captains... is a video... training ship captains. Like they show this in school for people who are training to be ship captains on the different patterns you make. If
Captain school.
Captain school. Yeah, you have to, that's a serious thing.
No, I know.
You got to go to school for a long time. And then you got to be an apprentice for a long time.
Yes.
They're not going to let you take one of those fucking Disney cruises for a joyride.
Here's a test.
Yeah. Hey.
What do we had one of those signs on the back? Like, what is it?
Student driver. Hey, Bryan, why don't you go take Disney Dream out for a test drive? Hey, thanks, man. Left, right, return, red, right, return, whatever that shit is. That shit's confusing. Mm-hmm. Going to a port, and I've done this because I've spent a lot of time, on boats and I've driven them. Driving on the ocean, when you're going in and out of those ports, that shit is confusing.
It looks like it on below deck.
Yeah, it's like there's a red and there's a green and there's a yellow and there's a lot of signs. It's a whole it's a whole lot. Anyway, you can watch. I watched this video on what happens when a person is overboard. What do you do as a ship captain? How do you handle it? And so there's a whole thing. There's a number of different patterns you can make.
Panic.
Yeah, you fucking shit your bricks. Because you're not going to probably be the captain of this cruise ship very much longer.
Right.
If you keep losing people off the side, you're not good at what you do. No, it's not your fault, of course. But they have all kind of motion cameras, motion detecting cameras all over.
So.
They have thousands of cameras on this boat, especially since there's children on the boat.
Right.
And, the balconies are high and they have glass on them. So a kid can't just jump through, right?
They need to have those Mission Impossible, laser things.
Well, they have the cameras that then will, if someone falls off the boat, it catches that kind of motion. Okay. It's like a motion detector outside your house.
Okay, yeah.
It's pointing at the side of
ring?
the boat. Yeah, a ring. They have a ring doorbell waiting for you to fall off the boat. Ding, 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 ding. Someone's gone missing. The captain's in his bunk. He's like, oh, another one fell off the boat. Meanwhile, there's hundreds of cameras, so I know that they're looking at me the entire time. Every night I went up there, they're probably like, "Who's this dipshit's about to jump?" Someone go up there and stop this asshole from jumping off the boat. We got port to make. So I opened the door on this cruise ship. Now you got to remember, the cruise ship is it's like a casino. It's just hotel room after hotel room after hotel room.
Yeah,
as far as the boat goes. So when I opened the door, they have dividers on the balconies, but they're not dividing the sound. You can hear people next to you.
Right.
So the first night that I was there, I had the door open. Oh my God, the things that I heard. I don't know what was going on here, but it was an adult female. I'm assuming younger based on her voice. and then an adult male who I thought at first might be gay because of the way that she was talking to him, like confiding in him about this. And he had a little, and I know this is like, I'm totally generalizing here, but he had a little affectation in his voice. And he was also talking about like, he would say, oh yeah, he's good looking, right?
Right, okay.
So, and not to say that if you think I think lots of guys are good looking, know, you get what I'm saying.
I do.
I was judging in my head. I had a picture in my head, and this was the picture.
You were trying to, make a inference.
Yeah, they were drunk, and at about 10:30 at night, as soon as I laid down, they came outside, and they were obviously drinking, and they blabbered on for like 2 hours. I couldn't fucking sleep because it sounded like they were standing right next to me. But because of the way that the ocean waves are hitting against the boat, I can hear some of the words, not all of them.
Okay.
but now I have to pay attention to the conversation. Now, I'm interested in what they have to say. Who are these people? Yes. What are they all about? I'm curious.
Yes.
So
human nature.
So I think what I inferred from this was she was about to get married to a guy. And this guy was not the guy she was about to get married to, but he was here with her on the cruise.
Okay. Like a best friend?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think maybe it was a little more hot and heavy than this. I actually think that I was listening to a conversation between like a woman who was cheating on her engaged partner with this guy she took on a
Disney cruise.
I was catching every third word, so I mean, I don't really know. But it was so fascinating because she would be like, he liked it, but then, he's, his work and, I know he's fell in love with this lady and, he hasn't forgotten about it, doesn't love her, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, God.
She was just blabbing on, confiding in this guy. The more drunk she got, the more she was confiding in him. And the more that he just played steady Eddie. Yeah. He didn't get riled by anything. He was just like, yeah, you're right. That's bad. That's dead. But then I thought I heard like, a little making out going on. Yeah, a little rustling, a little making out. Not that I could hear the kissing or anything, but I could hear the
Okay.
So I was like, wow, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
I got to see what these people look like.
Right.
So we get up at port the next morning, and just as the sun is rising, everybody's getting up at the same time because the boat is actually pulling. It's actually being docked. So you don't really feel it, but you can feel it a little bit that something's jostling around. So everybody gets out. They all have, everyone's in their skivvies, drinking the coffee and whatever. And I can hear the two next to us, and I can hear them like they kind of complaining that they're hungover, right? Oh God, I feel like shit.
What did we do last night on the Disney cruise?
You would actually have to bend around the railing to see them. Like you'd have to stick your head out.
Did you do that?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I had to get a look. I was so fucking nosy that I had to get a look. I couldn't keep my fucking shit to myself. I did.
And then looked over.
I leaned over and I was like, hey, good morning. The girl was like in a robe and she was like, hi. And then I saw him. He wasn't so good looking. She wasn't so good looking either, but not in my opinion anyway. But, I was like, wow, I just wanted to say something and I kept my mouth shut. I am so fucking nosy.
Yeah, you can't say anything.
So the next...
Unless you two are drunk.
Yes. If you are drunk, then you are in on the action. It is all good. You're part of the family.
Yes.
But when you're the sober, creepy guy with the door open, sleeping on the couch away from his family, like... Are they cheating on each other or not? It's like a soap opera. You're like, huh.
You had a TLC show right there.
I did. I was making it all up in my head. And so the next night, they start in again around the same time. They start in again. And now what they were talking about was not as interesting. But I went outside for a second just to like look down on the ocean because the Disney has these running lights against the boat.
Oh, cool, yeah.
So you can see into the water as you're driving around.
And to look at them.
I saw some sea turtles getting eaten up by the fucking boat.
God.
It was horrible.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they were like riding against the side of the boat, like trying to get off. Well, I mean, you got to think it's cruising at however many miles per hour. There are fish going into that till. It's sad, but circle of life and shit. So this time I go out there. And I kind of trip over the chair, like, and it's making noise. And so I look for a few minutes.
Who's that?
I can, then they like instantly tone it down. They're like, and then I hear the door slam. And I didn't hear them for the rest of the night. They were like, there's that fucking nosy neighbor. Yeah, there's that douchebag. Because I was the only guy that, if you didn't know any better, you would have just seen me turn around the corner and not the fact that I had kids in the room, So So they're probably like, ugh, who's that guy? Creepy. Who's creepy? You're bringing your fucking hussy onto the goddamn boat. You're sleeping around.
Yeah.
And bringing him on a Disney cruise.
At that.
That's what I think was going on.
I like it.
Yeah, that's my imagination. Who really knows? And I don't know them anyway. They don't know me. They probably don't listen to the commercial break.
What if they did?
I did have what I thought was a little bit of a strange interaction on one of the elevators.
Uh-huh.
It was like late at night, and I ran around the boat taking pictures.
What are you doing on this? Are you ever? As soon as nighttime comes,
Bryan, the Phantom of the Disney
you're
Dream.
running around the boat, up on top, watching turtles, taking pictures, listening to the neighbors.
Oh, I'm all over the place, eating soft serve ice cream out of the free machine, getting hot tea.
Here, Astrid, you and the kids take
I know.
bed.
I can just
I'll get
see
my
this.
own.
Oh, she doesn't care. She's like, whatever. She's been dealing with this for years.
No,
She knows. I just start creeping around. Yeah. Meanwhile, the security guys must be like, keep an eye on the guy.
Zone 3. There's that guy. Keep an eye on him.
I'm taking pictures of like the engine room and shit. I'm just like, they think I'm going to bomb the boat.
Right.
I know. I was taking
Hijack
pictures
it.
so I could make my kids a nice thing, right?
sweet.
And so I took pictures of the cool spots without everybody standing there
Yes.
in the middle, in between you and the good shot. So I was, running around the boat, and then I jump in one of the elevators, and in come, I would say,
I'm picturing you with like a couple of cameras.
just like
a
Nikon 350 iPhone, disposable.
got a light.
I know.
A ring light.
A ring light. A boom mic.
Don't mind me.
Don't mind me. I'm just taking pictures of you in your bathrobe. I'm going to get in one of the jetties and start taking pictures of them. I'm just going to follow the boat as it goes along and take pictures. So I get in the elevator, and in come 3 adults that came from the 4th floor, which is where they had the nightclubs and the bars, right?
Okay.
So they come in, and they're probably, I'm going to guess, in their 30s, the 3 of them. And they were chitting and chatting it up. And as soon as they walked in, they were chitting and chatting when they got in the elevator for like the first 5 or 10 seconds. And then they
noticed your cameras.
They just like stopped, and the girl bumped the guy. And because it was mirrors, so I could see, right? Okay. And I was like, that's weird, like that. And so I kind of turn around, and the girl was like, she was staring at me, and she smiles, and she goes like this. She gives me like hi, like almost like a hi. I thought for myself for 2 seconds, I wonder if they've ever seen or heard the commercial, like.
More likely is that they wanted you to be the 4th in their little
in their
soiree.
Consensual non-monogamy. Yeah.
That guy?
I think you're right.
That guy?
Yeah. I mean, I like to think things like that. Like it's probably from the commercial break, but it's probably because I had a booger hanging out my nose or something. I forgot to zip my fly.
No, they were going to invite you in.
Oh, yeah. Room, stateroom 306.
They're the ones.
No windows. Just portholes. 6 of them, but 8 of them between the 4 of us.
Nice. Well, they very well could have recognized you. I hope that was the case.
I could not understand. It was
if you're listening, people that were on the Disney cruise with Creepy Dad Bryan.
Yeah, if you saw me on Creepy Dad Bryan, that was Creepy Dad Bryan creeping around at midnight with 4 cameras wrapped around his neck. I did it for the kids. For the kids. I guess that's less creepy. I guess that's more creepy, huh? I was doing it for the children. Hey, commercial breakers. Back by popular request, the commercial break inside of the commercial break. Go to tcbpodcast.com. You can find out more about Krissy and I. You can read all the show notes, Get all of our sponsors' specialized URLs and codes and connect with us at the socials and on YouTube, which happens to be at The Commercial Break on Instagram and youtube.com/The Commercial Break. That's where you can find the video of all the shows and clips every single day of the week. We also put out some content on that YouTube channel that's not available anywhere else, like Commercial Break in the Studio, where Krissy and I pick a timely topic and we opine for 4 to 5 minutes. You'll love hearing Krissy and I for an additional 4 to 5 minutes a week, so go to youtube.com/The Commercial Break. From the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate everybody who has been leaving us kind comments and reviews, especially on Apple. But you don't have to leave it at Apple. Any podcast player will do. We'll take it. And for those of you who are leaving not so nice comments and reviews, well, we'll take yours too. We know we're not everybody's cup of tea, and every cup of tea needs a lemon. You're it. TCBpodcast.com, at The Commercial Break on Instagram, youtube.com/The Commercial Break, and one final note, 661-237-8296. That's 661, the word best, the number 2, YOYO. That's where you can leave us a text message or call it and leave us a voicemail. We'd love to hear from you about anything you want to talk about. Now, let's hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back after this commercial break. If you've been listening to The Commercial Break for any period of time, then you've heard Krissy and I talk about meditation. It's a practice and routine that I've kept up for about 25 years. And about 8 years ago, I was trolling through the App Store trying to find a meditation app for music. And what I found was Calm. I'm sure you've heard of this application. It's incredibly popular, and there's a great reason why. It helps to induce calm. The app does exactly what its name describes, through guided meditation, through music, through soundscapes, through stories, sleep stories, and otherwise, and many other tools that are updated every single week. This is an application that at my household, we open up at least twice a day, because now my children love this app also. It's got an entire section for kids. It helps them with sleep stories, simple meditations, and soundscapes, and I couldn't be more excited about this. When it's time to go to bed, the kids ask for the Calm app because they want to hear the sleep stories from some of their favorite characters. And I use it for the guided meditation, the soundscapes, and sometimes the sleep stories when I'm having trouble getting to bed. This application is an incredible tool in my tool belt when I'm trying to de-stress in these incredibly stressful times. If you don't yet have this app, I want to give a gift to you from the good people at Calm. For listeners of the show, Calm is offering an exclusive 40% off a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/commercial. Go to calm.com/commercial for 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library. That's calm.com/commercial. Krissy and I highly recommend this app. This is one of those things that Krissy and I truly love. So go to calm.com/commercial. Get 40% off the Calm Premium subscription, and thank you so much to Calm for becoming a sponsor of The Commercial Break.
How's your money feeling? It's about to feel happier with a certificate from Happy Money's partner, Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. Elevate and increase your savings with 18-month terms and only a $500 minimum. And the happiest part? MSU FCU certificates yield 4.5% APY annual percentage yield. Now that's a happier side of money. Elevate your savings. Go to happymoney.com/MSUFCU. That's MSUFCU. Funds insured up to $250,000 by NCUA. The APY is accurate as of the 12/1/2023 dividend declaration date. Early withdrawal penalties do apply. Fees may reduce earnings on the account. Any monthly withdrawals or transfers reduce earnings.
Okay, so we got a lot of fan mail after the last Theresa video that we did. We got a lot of people that thanked us for going all the way through the Theresa videos.
Right, we made it through.
We do have our detractors when it comes to Theresa. There are some people who do not like the fact that we're making fun of Theresa.
Okay.
And they made themselves known. And they said, it's okay if you don't like it, but you don't have to like bust the balls of everybody else that does believe in it. That's not what we're doing.
No.
I'm not busting the balls of the people who believe in it.
Busting Teresa's.
I'm busting the balls of Theresa, who I don't believe in, right?
Yes.
And so I don't care what you believe. And if Teresa's your thing, Teresa's your thing. It's not my thing. I think it's shit. And I think it's horseshit. And I think that she's taking advantage of people's
emotions,
vulnerabilities in a vulnerable time. And so, but you've heard all this. I don't want to go through it all again. What this particular woman said, girl, woman, however old she was, I have no idea. What she said was, what you need to do is not look at one of the videos where obviously she's having a hard time or a bad day.
Okay.
Look at one of the videos from her television show where it's kind of more put together. Okay.
More.
We'll do that.
More staged.
Yeah, more staged. Less real. Okay. And so we'll do that.
We'll do that.
We'll go through the
give it a
motions.
shot.
All right. I'm with you. I hear you. You think I'm cherry picking the bad shit. But we'll go through it and I'll give it a fair chance. Despite what you may think about my personality on the show, I am extraordinarily open-minded.
Yes.
I don't believe in this kind of shit,
Lebanon.
but I'm willing to take a listen.
Is that Lebanon,
and hear it
Tennessee?
through. Lebanon, Tennessee. That's right.
So right now, I'm in Lebanon, Tennessee, and I'm getting ready to surprise Alex's
how they're playing the
family and
country
friends
music.
with a group reading.
I know. It's so... A&E is worse than TLC. I swear to God they are. There's no arts or entertainment about this. It's all like 48 hours, intervention, and Theresa Caputo.
Alex has gathered...
Jeez, look at that camera. Go to youtube.com/thecommercial break.
That was you.
Yeah, that was me and the Disney cruise. Yeah. Like, just doing it for the kids.
That camera's huge.
The camera's huge. It's a Sony.
Family and friends telling them that she wanted to have an end of the summer barbecue. The only thing is that they don't know that I am going to surprise them with a group reading.
The only thing is I'm the best thing that's ever happening to this party.
I'm going to connect them when they're dead.
I'm going to connect them with dead people.
Good luck.
Producer,
good luck. You better get one. You better get a good one here. There's no renewal of your contract next year, Theresa. You're on quite the shit streak, if you know what I mean.
I love it. The producer said good luck.
You're like a shit stain on A&E right now, Theresa. Oh, she locked the door with the people in them. Surprise! I'm here with a bunch of ghosts to terrorize you.
They're showing me caskets. I brought the casket.
It's me, Mr. Spirit. This is your last chance, Theresa. You better represent us well.
Alex, wait, where is everybody? Okay, come on out. Wait, so everyone's all set. Here's what's nice to meet you. I don't want anyone to see me. I know. So how did it...
I don't want anyone to see me. I want to be a ghost just like the ones I talk to.
I wonder how much they had to pay to get her to get there.
Nah, they didn't pay her anything. This is just like a whole setup. Like, somebody writes in, my dad's wife died.
Would you please come to my birthday?
Yeah, would you please come to my birthday party and make it happy? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Your dead wife has been terrorizing you. This is so shitty. Meanwhile, she wants to make it a surprise. Who fucking cares that you... This lady has the biggest ego in the world.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares that you show up? Who cares?
Go like everyone's like waiting, like they just think they're here for a bar. Tell them I'm pregnant.
No, there won't be
They think we're gonna have he's gonna have a grandkid. Little do they know, I'm just here to reiterate that your wife is dead.
They think I'm going to say I'm pregnant. They thought I was bringing a new life into the world.
Yeah.
But wait till we show them we're bringing the dead.
This is a great day that everyone's going to be happy. Little do they know, it's going to be the most miserable time of their lives.
I hate my parents.
But you're not pregnant. Oh, great. They might be furious. This might not go well.
My name is Alex. I'm from Lebanon, Tennessee.
And I am dumb as dirt.
Everybody immediately thought this is a baby announcement. They were like, do we bring balloons, pink or blue? They got all into it.
This could go all wrong. I'm thinking maybe I should have chosen a different surprise.
Maybe.
You think so?
I've been a longtime Theresa fan since the first episode. So I'm excited to see how everything plays out.
Oh
So
my God.
she's just the fan?
Yeah, she's the fan. And now this
Nobody
is so
wants that.
terrible.
Nobody wants their dead relatives brought back at possibly a surprise baby announcement.
Yeah, I know.
Slash birthday.
It's like that's the worst thing you could do to somebody. Hey, Dad, we're not having a baby. Your wife is still dead. She's here in the room with us. You can't talk to her, however.
Right.
This conehead over here, this dipshit with the helmet on her head and the long nails is going to talk for her. Meanwhile, if you're going to have somebody over at your house, would you think about putting some grass down?
Yeah, it's a little brown.
Yeah, it's a little brown.
Hey. You guys having a barbecue? Oh, it's
Who the fuck brought Theresa Caputo?
That's the face.
I know.
Oh my God, that woman's face.
I know.
And first of all, I think most people don't really know who she is.
Yeah.
The woman that brought her is the fan.
Yeah. By the way, okay. So in case you're not watching this, what's happening is Theresa shows up to a random house in Lebanon, Tennessee, which you just heard. She shows up at the front door. Alex, the girl that you just listened to, shows up at the front door and she's whispering and she's like, "This is
so
gonna
excited.
Yeah, she's so excited. This is gonna be a surprise. They think I'm going to tell them I'm pregnant." But no, you're bringing a person who talks to dead people.
Yeah.
So they go around the corner, and when they turn around to the backyard, there's a couple of people standing there. And I think Theresa and Alex believe that they're just going to start screaming in excitement. And
Nobody
what happens
does.
is they give them a look of like, what the fuck are you doing here? I hate you. Yeah, that's how I would look.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant to everybody, but I'm not pregnant.
Oh.
They're so shocked.
No. These people are not shocked. They just have no idea who I am.
Right.
Yeah, right.
They don't know what's happening?
Oh, yeah. I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, so I come from Long Island. Yeah. And I am the
I come from Long Island in peace. She's treating these people like they're idiots. Like they're supposed to love her, and then she's like, doing the Spock
Everybody
motion.
should've,
I come from Long Island.
Everybody should have just gone crazy.
I know. Everybody should have gone crazy because you showed your fat face up.
Long Island medium.
Oh, they're like,
What is a Long Island medium?
is that a drink?
What is that?
Are you the bartender?
Yeah, that's some kind of newfangled crystal meth coming from the West Tennessee.
Coming from Long
I had
Island.
a friend that OD'd on Long Island medium about a week ago, and I'm not interested, lady. I'm not interested. So you go back to your Long Island and get away from here. She's treating them like they're so stupid.
I know.
Meanwhile, they have a nicer house than she does.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has ever asked me before, what is a Long Island medium? But I think my response was correct.
God, I just dislike her so much. I really do. I think she's so awful.
So I have the ability to connect with people that have crossed over. I just met Al.
You mean like crossed over the yellow line? Because out here, lady, we do that a lot. Not many other cars. We drive in the middle of the road.
You mean like wearing a dress? You're supposed to wear pants?
Yeah. I take that crossover shit elsewhere, lady. You have the wrong household. Ain't no one crossing over here.
Looking at her like, what?
I know. They're like, ain't no one crossing over here. The guy in the back is like, I actually tried. I tried it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I know nothing about any of you. My wish is not for you to believe in mediums. Maybe it's just to really see what a Long Island medium is all about. A little bit more than the hair and the nails.
Honestly, I really have no idea what's going on. So I can't wait to hear what she says.
They might not know what's going to happen, but they will be very thankful. The people that I invited today were the ones that I felt like could really benefit from a reading. I think they're the ones that could gain the most healing from the experience and the validation that Theresa provides.
In other words, they're the ones dumb enough to believe Theresa. I mean, that's not a compliment necessarily.
Yeah.
I don't think so anyway.
Okay. So, Have you guys ever been to a medium before? Anyone experience anything like that? Or, okay. So what I like your loved ones to do is they're going to bring up and talk about things that happened years ago to remind you of the happy times. Because if you're too busy beating yourself up with these negative emotions,
God,
you
I would
forget
be
about
so
the happy
pissed
times.
if I was at this party. I thought it was going to be a party.
I thought it was going to be a party.
And now we're going to talk to my dead mom.
And now we got some crazy lady in front of me. Yeah, now you're talking to your dead mom.
God.
That's right. What I want to do is
wasn't ready for that.
I want to bring up happy memories.
Tell them about the funeral. That'll keep smiles on their faces.
That's right.
Ask them if they've ever smiled before. Talk to them about Mickey or Minnie.
I can't wait to see how this is a cold reading. Here we go.
Then I want your loved ones to talk about things that have happened since they've died, to validate for you that through every breath that you take and every milestone you achieve,
Every breath you take.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you.
First of all, second of all, I want to just interject some seriousness in here. Theresa Caputo now knows who Alex is. Obviously, they've communicated with the production staff, and she also knows. Fan. Yeah, she also knows exactly who's going to be at this party.
Yes,
they have trolled through their Instagrams, their Facebooks, their public profiles. They know more about these people than any of their friends do. So, Theresa, again, you cannot see her ears. There's a producer in the truck who's watching this on a small video camera and talking to her or making some kind of signal somehow, some way, for sure.
are with you in spirit. I am actually going to start with the father that is departed. So, is your dad departed?
Yes.
So no,
that man's 80.
That man's 97 years old. Your dad departed. Yes, in 1922. It's like, this is not a hard one to guess.
Forward. And I don't know, your dad was this, like I feel like he had this strength to him, whether it be his voice, his personality.
He was
could
puny.
get through
I mean,
anything.
who's going to say that about their dad?
Teresa, he was a bodybuilder in the 20s. I'm looking at his Facebook page right now. This guy's a beefcake.
Okay, I got you, Bob. I got you.
Anything, a jack of all trades, how's that? He keeps bringing me to a barn.
From the farm.
We're in the middle of Lebanon, Tennessee, which is a lot of farmland.
Yes.
He keeps bringing me to a barn. Are there any barns around here? Ever seen a barn?
In Lebanon, Tennessee, lady?
Yeah.
You're in a barn.
Yes.
Did he have horses or do something with horses?
There was animals always around. My name's...
Because that's what happens in a barn! Unbelievable. How do you fall for this? How? This guy looks smart.
Yeah.
This guy looks like possibly he was in Vietnam. This is not no dumb dude.
Yeah.
These people, I don't consider these people dumb. I consider them like they're just vulnerable.
Just leading.
Yeah, leading her down the primrose path. Ferris.
A barn. I'm picturing animals. Were there horses or any animals in the barn?
I'm looking
Nope, it was just an empty barn.
Your father, he went to the ocean one time. Yeah, he did. And I'm seeing fish in the ocean. There was.
Ask them if they see clouds in the sky, Teresa. That will do it. Mr. Spirit's here to help.
Oh, got Eddie.
My dad was a very
He doesn't look like a big hulking man.
No, that does not look like a big hulking man. That looks like a tiny little dude.
Okay.
He believed in a good, strong work ethic. It was instilled in all of us kids. We planted tobacco. We baled the hay. We had horses because that's how we worked the farm. The tractor wasn't always reliable. That horse was, and kids could handle the horses.
Your father restricted my throat area, which means that...
Which means that he's into some kinky shit, Teresa. Tell him. Be honest. Go ahead. Your dad was into autoerotic asphyxiation.
He's constricting my throat.
So... so was Robin Williams. Don't worry about it.
He had a hard time expressing emotion here in the physical world.
Oh my God, Theresa. Oh my God, guys, come on. He had a hard time expressing emotion. Which father that was born in 1907 didn't? The average lifespan was 20.
It was like a strong farmer.
My dad was in the same. Yeah, my dad is in the same.
My dad doesn't express emotion very well.
And I'm going to be pretty soon, too.
I know you don't have that problem doing it with your children. Is that correct?
Correct.
You tell them, and you're more of a support system.
I try to be.
To validate the men that you've become and thanking you for the way that you take care of everyone in your life.
I don't know how you did it, Theresa, but you just nailed me to a T. Because every father wants to hear those words.
Oh, yeah. You're doing a good job.
And by the way, 3 days ago, Alex posted on Facebook, my dad is so a wonderful father.
Yeah, right. There's pictures of them together.
Yeah. If anybody said that to me, I would be like, yeah, you're right. That's exactly the kind of father I want to be described as. Because what's she going to say? You're an asshole.
Right. Your kids hate you.
Of course not. This is dumb. I'm not convinced.
I struggle with being a stepfather to 2 girls. I have 5 beautiful grandchildren by those 2 girls, and I'm constantly in a state of not knowing whether I'm doing the correct thing.
He says you try to handle.
So, in other words, you're a dad.
Right.
You're a dad.
Yeah.
Yes. This is
human.
This is how every father and mother feel.
Right.
Are we doing the right thing?
Yeah. Are we doing enough?
I asked this question 30 times an hour sometimes.
Yes.
Everything on your own. I want you to know that it is okay to ask for help or to say, I'm having a hard time with
Let's skip on to the next person.
What I heard from my dad.
I'm done with it.
It means a great deal.
You're done with this one?
Yeah.
I don't know how to skip on to the next one.
Oh.
I'm not out there.
What do you think? We got an actual studio in here?
He says, so when you go
This
back
is
to
we just have 2 more minutes of this left. I think it's just
I didn't know if
this
it was
guy.
like a
No.
the way I am able to be with my children and my family, I wish I could have done that and given that to my dad. You just did.
Thank you.
Your father is validating that for you.
I mean, if that makes that guy feel good, then that's fine. But to say that she's actually communicating with the dead is not,
I think that that sounded more like psychiatry to me.
Exactly.
Or therapy than it did a reading of any sort.
Yes.
And what is bothersome about this to me, and I've said this a million times, I'll say it again. What's bothersome about this to me is that Theresa is making millions and millions and millions of dollars on the back of the vulnerability of people who are always going to be vulnerable when they're in these positions. If I started talking about your mom for 15 minutes, you'd start crying too.
Absolutely.
And you want to believe, I'm sure, that somehow,
that they're
some way,
proud of me. They're looking, they did the right.
They can communicate with you. They know, they see, and maybe that is all true. But no one in their right mind, dead or alive, is going to pick this bone bag to fucking talk to you about it. This lady is an airhead. She's a dipshit, and she's a liar. And that's the worst part.
Yeah.
You're giving hope to people that they can communicate with somebody that they cannot communicate with. It's not going to happen. Or if we could communicate with the dead, if it was in fact true, then I think we'd all feel much better about ourselves. Yeah.
Who also connected from the head over here? Well,
who had a head? Who had a head? Which one of you had a head? It's coming through right now. It's coming through right now.
Connected through the head.
They're pulling me over to a head farm. They're pulling me into a neurologist office.
You've got this one wrong, Theresa. That's a dentist's office. Who had teeth? Ask him who has teeth. It's me, Mr. Spirit.
From the brain, either aneurysm, brain tumor, Alzheimer's, or dementia.
Any of those.
Who had any of those? Yeah. Toothache. Who had a toothache?
Brain cancer.
Okay. I'm finding it hard with your dad because I can't figure him out. He says, because he's been gone so long.
Yeah, it's the tumor.
Do you understand that? He says, and I don't want you to feel that I wasn't a part of your life. I feel like you had a visitation from your father.
I think I feel him all the time.
But it was especially the morning that you got married.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was this amazing experience.
I want to shake people.
Morning you got married.
I feel like it was the morning that he died.
The most special day of your life.
That's right.
That he was there.
Of course. Yeah, of course. I got married. No, and my parents are both still alive. I felt my grandfather there.
It felt like a really different day.
He says, and you felt...
It was a really different day, Hoadley.
Mm-hmm.
The day you got married was a really different day.
I know.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
Alex.
I expected it to be
smarter
like,
than this.
I
Yes.
expected it to be like all the others.
It's me, Spirit. I just broke wind inside the room. Tell him that's Spirit talking.
He, I'm going to say, was giving you away that day. So know that was real.
This is
I think on my wedding day, I really...
This is bad.
I know.
This is bad.
I know.
It's bad. It's just bad. It's just bad that she's doing this to this poor lady. It's bad that she's doing this to this poor lady, that she's making this poor lady believe things that are not true. Now, maybe that's what this lady wants to hear. Obviously, it's what this lady wants to hear.
And again, and it's, yeah.
Okay, 2 more minutes. You have not convinced me.
Like everything was going to be okay. I felt like there was such a difference on that day just because he was there. My dad, he died when I was about 9 years old. So it means a lot to hear that he could see all the great things that were taking place and how everything...
Teresa confirmed it.
Teresa confirmed it.
God.
He was jumping up and down on one leg. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, I'm ending this now, and I'm going to tell you why I'm ending this now. Because I don't believe it. I don't believe it's true. I still think this is just as harmful as it was when she was doing Anderson Cooper and running around the room, flailing to get somebody to pay attention to her. This is not true. I just don't believe it.
Yeah, no, it is. It's an old carnival trick. Have you seen Nightmare Alley, the new one?
I have.
Out?
Yeah.
You know, Bradley Cooper's
Yep.
character that ends up honing his skills of the whole, again, talking
Of
to the
intuition.
dead.
Yeah.
And you cast a wide net. And then you zero in on who's
Zero
that.
in, zero in, zero in. Yeah.
You just keep saying, I feel like it's this. I feel like, and yeah, you could be your general.
You be as general as possible, and then you keep on asking questions until you get somebody to agree with you. And if you're in a crowd, even if it's a crowd of 7 people like it is here, somebody has a father that's passed away, especially the guy who's 92 years old sitting on the fucking couch. And which girl who lost her father didn't feel her father on her wedding day? Come on, man. This is just... Guys, come on. We got to do better than this. As a society, we got to do better than this. We got to hold each other a little bit more accountable. Carl Lentz is not the next coming of Jesus Christ wearing Yeezys and a Chanel scarf.
Right.
And Theresa Caputo cannot talk to your fucking dead friends.
No.
Parents, relatives, or anybody else. It's just not true. But good try. Still not convinced, but good try. Good try. But if you want to talk about it, Mrs. and Mrs. Commenter, you know who you are. If you want to talk about it, come on the show, 661-237-8296. Send us a text message. Leave us a voicemail. If you have any show ideas, content ideas, you want to come on and play games, or you want to come on and discuss any of the topics we talk to, send us a text message. We may figure it out. We may get you on board. www.tcbpodcast.com. All the show notes, all of our sponsors, specialized URLs and codes, all the audio, all the video, the whole entire catalog right there, one location, tcbpodcast.com, or on your favorite podcast provider at youtube.com/The Commercial Break and on Instagram at The Commercial Break. All of those places you can catch TCB. All of our content, all over the internet, never coming off. Good luck getting another
We're
job.
everywhere.
We're
And
everywhere. And here. We're right here. We're right here. Look at us. Hey, Betty, call those people up. They're right here. There's the people that sell my business. The people that are here. Oh, my gosh. Go back, listen to the episode that says TCB, we're here.
Yeah.
We're right here,
We're right
and you'll
here.
figure it out. Okay, this is how we end the show. I say, Krissy, that's about all I can do today.
I think so, Bryan.
But I love you.
I love you as well.
And best to you.
Best to you.
Best to you out there in the podcast universe, The Commercial Break. We are right here.
Yes.
And until next time, we always say, we do say, and we must say, bye.
How's your money feeling? It's about to feel happier with a certificate from Happy Money's partner, Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. Elevate and increase your savings with 18-month terms and only a $500 minimum. And the happiest part? MSU FCU certificates yield 4.5% APY annual percentage yield. Now that's a happier side of money. Elevate your savings. Go to happymoney.com/MSUFCU. That's MSUFCU. Funds insured up to $250,000 by NCUA. The APY is accurate as of the 12/1/2023 dividend declaration date. Early withdrawal penalties do apply. Fees may reduce earnings on the account. Any monthly withdrawals or transfers reduce earnings.
Capture life's moments like never before with Rockbrook Camera, Nebraska and Western Iowa's premier camera store since 1975. Rockbrook Camera is not just about selling you a camera. It's about helping you become a real photographer, recording your life and sharing it with others. Today's cameras are faster, easier to use, capable of shooting stunning video, and with film photography making a comeback, there's never been a better time to dive into the world of photography. Rockbrook Camera goes as fast or as slow as you want to go. You can try before you buy with camera rentals, or give that older generation camera in the used department a whole new journey. Find Rockbrook Camera, 1 block south of 168th and West Center in Omaha, 70th and Pioneers in Lincoln, and at rockbrookcamera.com. That's rockbrookcamera.com. Discover or rediscover your love of photography today at Rockbrook Camera. Great photography begins here.
Whatever kind of night you're having, start it off right with Drizzly, the go-to app for drink delivery. Whether you're mixing up a Bullet Bourbon Old Fashioned for a cozy night in, or Kettle One Bloody Mary bar for a birthday brunch, you can get the perfect beer, wine, and spirits for any occasion delivered with Drizzly. So,
what's it gonna be?
Download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com to choose your drinks today. Must be 21 plus, not available in all locations.
How's your money feeling? It's about to feel happier with a certificate from Happy Money's partner, Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. Elevate and increase your savings with 18-month terms and only a $500 minimum. And the happiest part? MSU FCU certificates yield 4.5% APY annual percentage yield. Now that's a happier side of money. Elevate your savings. Go to happymoney.com/MSUFCU. That's MSUFCU. Funds insured up to $250,000 by NCUA. The APY is accurate as of the 12/1/2023 dividend declaration date. Early withdrawal penalties do apply. Fees may reduce earnings on the account. Any monthly withdrawals or transfers reduce earnings.